Okay, hello darlings. So this is our first ever HPL lesson. So as in I think the best way that I can still interact with you is through video like this. So yeah, at least you can see me, and I can't see you, but at least you can see me. Okay, so today's HPL lesson, right, will just mainly focus on one thing, okay, that is your cardiac cycle. Okay, as mentioned yesterday also, this may seem like the hardest concept to grasp, but Mr. Cho is trying my best to simplify it for you. Okay, so please take out your notes. Okay, I'm on page 25. Okay, as per yesterday. Okay, so from yesterday's lesson, we basically revised heart structure already, right? Remember your left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle, all the valves, all that. Okay, and then we spoke about the pathway of blood, right? Remember that humans have a double circulation, right? So the blood will go to the heart, to the lungs, back to the heart, then back to the body, right? So we spoke about the coronary arteries yesterday also, right? So okay, then now come, today will be the cardiac cycle. All right, let's go. So okay, next slide. Now, what exactly is the cardiac cycle as said yesterday? So all of your were maybe a little bit sleepy towards the end of the lesson already. So as in like now will be a nice time to recap. Okay, the cardiac cycle is actually the sequence of events that occurs when the heart beats. Right, that means what's exactly happening, pom 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 pom, what's exactly happening there. Okay, next you also did tell me, and you all can tell me that it happens within an average of 0.8 seconds. So every time lap up, like that one time is 0.8 seconds. Okay, so with each cycle, blood is taken into the heart and forced out of the heart. So pop up like that, 0.8 seconds. Simple? Okay. Then yesterday, okay, I also say that there's this video here, right, to watch. So this video, I'll upload it separately on the Google Classroom because it can't play on this app, unfortunately. So have a view and watching of it, because sometimes when you see it visually, then you know images will come to mind. Okay, so watch the video after Cher finish this lecture. Now, then we also yesterday, right, we talk about like that. When we talk about the cardiac cycle, we basically describe it in three events below. Right, remember? So in three phases, phase 1, phase 2, and then we phase 3. Right? So phase 1 over here, right, the atrium contract. You all can remember what is the more complicated way of saying contract? Remember Mr. Cho's sister, systole. Okay? So atrial systole means atrium contract. So on top, the atrium will contract first. That's phase 1. Okay? Now, phase 2, what happens? The ventricles will contract. Ventricular systole. Okay, so atrial systole, ventricular systole. And finally, okay, in the third step, everything will relax. Okay, your ventricular and atrial diastole. So diastole over here, right, it means relax. Can? Atrium contract, ventricle contract, everything relax. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, so let's, and then you should have written this down on page 25 already. Okay, over here you all can see, right, there's the, it's a little bit, okay, it doesn't want to show. Okay, okay, there's the boxes here. Okay, somewhere over here you can write. Systole is contract, diastole is relax. Okay, systole, diastole. So now we learn new words. Okay, let's turn over to page 26, okay, of your notes. Now, let's talk about the first one. Okay, can you all see the second box? Oh, unfortunately, I think the order got a bit jumbled. So, okay, on the second box here, right, you all can see the atrial systole, like this one over here on the screen. Put it as 1. Okay, so what happens? The atria contracts, okay, atrium contracts, and force the blood into the ventricles. Okay, and then this phase is 0.1 second. Remember not? Okay, so over here 0.1 second, the atrium contract, force blood into the ventricles. That's it. Simple? Okay? Yeah. Okay, then now, slightly more things. Wow, like a lot of things like that, but chill. Okay, we take it step by step. Now, in step 2, what happens over here? Okay, wait. Okay, the ventricle, right, okay, will contract while the atrium is relaxed. Right, because ventricular systole, so can you all put a number 2 over here? Sorry, it's missing over in my notes. Number 2 over here. The ventricles will contract, the atrium is relaxed. So what is most important here is the words in red. Okay, so I'm moving myself down over here. The words in red. Okay, so can you see this? Ventricles, right? Because when the ventricles squeeze, okay, what's going to happen? The bi and tricuspid valves will shut. Okay, right over here, like here, the tri and the bicuspid valves over here will shut. Okay, and then the semilunar valves will open. Cannot. Okay, then you see over here, right, the cycle then repeats again. Can you draw a line, like separating? So you draw a line here. Okay, where Mr. Cho is dragging myself, draw a line here. Okay? Can? So what we've learned so far, during atrial systole, the atrium contract, blood goes into the ventricles. Okay? Number 2, ventricular systole, what happens? The ventricles will contract, the bi and tricuspid valves have to shut. Right? If not, there's going to be backflow of blood. We cannot have backflow. Okay? The bi and tricuspid valves will shut, the semilunar valves will open. That's all that you need to know for this part. Okay? Okay. And then the last and final step, okay? Everything relax, right? Atrial and ventricular diastole. What happens? Okay? The atria will relax, right? So blood from the vena cava and the veins will fill up the atrium. So what we need to know at this part, okay, is again what is highlighted in red. Okay, so 70% of the blood in the atria flow passively into the relaxed ventricles, right? So, okay, when everything relax, right, the first step, blood is flowing, okay, from the atrium to the ventricles, okay, 70% of it, okay? And this one, okay, the semilunar valves have to close, okay, to prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay? So, okay, seems like a lot of information. Let's stop it one more time. Okay, so let's go from the first phase. Number 1, what happened? The atrium will contract, 30% of the blood go into the ventricles. Okay. Number 2, when the ventricular systole occurs, when the ventricles contract, just now was atrium contract, right? Okay, then now ventricles contract, okay, the bi and the tricuspid valves will shut. So you know your heart tuk tuk, tuk tuk. The first tuk we say as lap, okay? The lap is caused by the closing of your bi and your tricuspid valves, okay? And the semilunar valves over here will open, okay? So these two, follow Mr. Cho's mouse up there, okay? Will shut, this one will open, okay? Finally, during the last phase, okay, when atrial and ventricular diastole, everything relax. Number 1, blood from the vena cava and the pulmonary vein, okay, will flow into the heart, okay, from the atrium to the ventricle straight. Because why? The bi and tricuspid valves are open, okay? And then after that, okay, the semilunar valves at this place will close. Because remember, the blood from just now was squeezed up, right? If the heart is going to relax, blood might want to fall back. Okay, so the semilunar valves must close at this phase, okay, to prevent the backflow of blood. If let's say if it's confusing, okay, turn back and replay the video. If still cannot understand, text me or call me. Okay? Don't call me. Text me first. Okay, and then I'll explain it to you from there. So that's basically the cardiac cycle. Okay, I will tie you in with this again when I see you next week. Cannot? Okay, so the cardiac cycle graph. Now, this graph may look very, very stressful, okay, but you chill. Okay, there's only like 2 things that you need to know from here. I will summarize it up for you. Now, number 1, can you see that on the bottom of your graph on page 27, right? Okay, this is not helping, it's just showing white. Okay, the x-axis is wrong. Can you use your correction tape to delete away the numbers, please? And then right here on what Mr. Cho is showing on my screen. So this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, and then you put time in seconds. Yeah, it's already there already. Okay, so this graph, what you are seeing here is the changes in the pressure on the left side of the heart in 1 cardiac cycle. Remember I say 1 cardiac cycle is 0.8 seconds, right? Okay, so in this graph, you only need to know 2 things. Okay, number 1, where is the phases of the cardiac cycle? Okay, where is atrial systole? Where is ventricular systole? And where is atrial and ventricular diastole? For those who may find this too complicated still, where the atrium contract, where the ventricle contract, and where everything relax. Okay? The second thing, okay, you need to know from this graph is where do the valves open and close? Okay? Where do the tri and bicuspid valves open and close? And where does the semilunar valves open and close? Okay? So, so 2 things here, the phases and where do the valves open and close. Have you all already written down the axis below already? If not, pause your video first, write finish first. Okay? Mr. Cho going to move on. Okay. There are a lot of words that I put down there for you on page 27. Okay? Like, it seems like, wow, like got a lot of things, Okay, I'm just going to zoom you straight into the details, okay? Follow Mr. Cho, Okay, now, to answer the first question, where do the different phases take place on the graph? Okay, remember the first step of the cardiac cycle? What's the first step of the cardiac cycle? Okay, it will be atrial systole, right? The atrium will contract. Okay, yeah, the school bell is going. Now, here, okay, remember 0.1 second. Okay, 0 to 0.1 second here is atrial systole. Can you put here? Like underneath here, follow Mr. Cho's mouse like that, here, and then below you write atrial systole. Okay? Now, next, from 0.1 to 0.4, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 0.3 seconds in total. This will be your ventricular systole. Cannot. So atrial systole, ventricular systole. Can? Finally, over here, this 4, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, over here, this will be your ventricular and atrial diastole. Your ventricles and your atrium will relax here. Can? So atrium contract, follow Mr. Cho's mouse, ventricles contract, and then atrium and ventricles will relax. So that's the first thing you need to know when you see this graph. Where exactly do things contract? Where are the three phases of the cardiac cycle here? Can? If not clear, next lesson I'll make sure that everyone has it written nicely on your paper. Cannot? Okay? Okay, now follow me. Okay, I'm just going to skip straight to the last slide here because I don't want to confuse you all further because you all don't need to know until so cheap. Okay, first one, can you all see that on the graph over here, there's A, B, I need to mirror image, A, B, okay, am I? A, B, C, and D. Okay, so these are the points where all these different graphs meet. So what do these graphs show? Okay, the bottom one here, okay, follow the mouse here, shows the pressure changes in the atrium. Okay, this big thing here, okay, shows the changes in the ventricle, the pressure changes in the ventricle, and the last one shows the pressure changes in the aorta. Okay, what pressure exactly? The blood pressure, because whenever the blood hits onto the wall, a pressure is being generated. Right, so it's actually talking about this pressure lah. Okay? So, okay, at A, what's the most important thing? The bi and the tricuspid valves were closed. Can you all write over here for A? TB closed at A. TB closed. Okay? At B, semilunar valves open. Okay? At C, semilunar valves closed. And at D, your tri and bicuspid valves open. Mr. Cho can explain what's happening, but I scared will be too complicated over like here. So for now, right, just take it that you need to know two things here. Number one, where's your atrial systole, ventricular systole, and atrial and ventricular diastole? And number two, where do all the valves open and shut? So, okay, to sum up this, so to sum up this part, at A, okay, your tri and bicuspid valves closed. Right here, TB closed. Okay, at B, right over here, SL open, semilunar open. Okay, at this point B, Okay, at C, semilunar close. Can? And at D, TB open, tri and bicuspid valves open. Can? Okay, with that, then I end my video. Give Quick Check 8.5 a try. These questions, even your express counterparts may have trouble with it, but I want to see how far you can go with this for question 1 to 4. Okay? So, okay, wait, let Mr. Cho see if I can how do I get out of the share screen? Can I cancel this? Just go back to myself. Okay, wait, okay. Yeah, okay, now attention back on me. Okay, let's try and launch this. Okay, so the thing is this, okay? For question 1, okay, tell me what's the order. You learned already, right? Right atrium, right ventricle, tell me what's going to happen and then come back to right atrium. Okay? At number 2, it actually only shows you the atrium and the ventricle pressure, but it never show you the aorta here. Okay, so see if you can actually answer this. For question 3, okay, take a look at this. Now, Mr. Cho got say, right? One shaded, right? Atrium contract, ventricle contract, everything relax. So remember, the shaded one is contract, the white one is relaxed. But in this case, instead of just 3 boxes, I draw 8 now. Why? Because it is 0.8 seconds, right? So 0.1 second, atrium contract, 0.3 second, the ventricle contract, and over here, everything relax. Okay, so I'm just asking you here, use this to describe what happens in the cardiac cycle. Okay, I don't expect perfection, but I expect you to try. Okay, not an easy thing. Okay, we take it when we come back next week, but I really do want to see your try. Okay, not because we are running out of time already. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Okay, please come with quick check 8.5 try. Okay, see ya.